Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No.
Okay, has anyone else noticed that your For You page has been a little too accurate lately?
Look at this. Imagine asking your boyfriend to take a photo of you pretending to give a shit when in reality you just want to post a photo of your ass in yoga pants because you were feeling yourself that day. Like, what I want to know is, where is the police brutality when you actually need it?
As soon as you scroll down on a video, another one pops up. Like, I literally see people walking around in the hallway sometimes, just on their phone, scrolling through TikTok as they're walking in the hallway. Sometimes I kind of sit down and think, like, man, what has TikTok really done to this generation? Like, it kind of fucked everything up, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people say use TikTok in moderation, but sometimes it's kind of hard to use an app like that in moderation, where the algorithm is purposely made to keep you hooked and on the app.
Children in social media. We meet the grieving family of a girl named Selena Rodriguez who took her own life when she was just 11 years old. Her mother is now suing the parent companies of Instagram and Snapchat, claiming these popular apps pushed her daughter to a breaking point.
Because social media provides immediate rewards with very little effort required, your brain begins to rewire itself, making you desire these stimulations. And you begin to crave more of this neurological excitement after each interaction. Sounds a little like a drug,
From
right?
12 seconds in 2000 to about 8 seconds. That's how much some say the human attention span has dwindled, roughly to that of a goldfish. And if this is true, you may have tuned out by now. Did you?
I'm not going to lie to you. Social media isn't destroying society, because it already has. We use social media, but we are less social than ever before. We depend on it. We are just addicted to social media, but it's not our faults. It was always planned to be this way. But I'm not going to talk about how social media addicted us and why you should stop using it. I'm not going to talk about why using social media is ruining your life either. Because to be honest, it doesn't matter if you as an individual does or doesn't use the platforms made by trillion-dollar corporations in which billions of people use daily. Social media companies own so much of the world's attention that you don't matter. I'm going to talk about the actual damage that social media has done on the population. I'm talking about the consequences of social media and scary future of society that may just happen because of the effects social media. If you are not comfortable about this topic, I would recommend clicking off. If you are comfortable, enjoy the video. Social media platforms' privacy policies use user data and users' biometrics. Many social media platforms collect vast amounts of personal data, including users' activities, interests, personal characteristics, political views, purchasing habits, and online behaviors. This data is often used to algorithmically drive user engagement on the platform and to sell targeted advertisements. Personal data held by social media platforms is also vulnerable to being accessed and misused by third parties, including law enforcement agencies. Of course, without the user's consent. Biometric data refers to personal data, the user's physical, physiological, or behavioral characteristics of themselves, which allows or confirms the unique identification of that person. Examples of biometric data include facial images, fingerprints, iris scans, and voice prints. The increasing use of biometric information, including those powered by machine learning, raises significant consumer privacy and data security concerns. The Federal Trade Commission has warned about the misuses of biometric information and harm to users. Social media platforms often take people's data to keep the user on the platform, which they profit off of by paid targeted advertisements. Social media use can lead to negative psychological and physical health outcomes. It can cause body image dissatisfaction, problematic eating, greater healthcare utilization for physical symptoms, and potential negative effects on physiology. Social media use has also been linked to depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Social media apps and websites have the same kind of effect on the brain as playing a slot machine. Since you don't know the content you'll see until you open the app, the spontaneous results actually cause a feeling of reward by releasing dopamine, the same chemical linked to other pleasurable activities such as sex and food. This can make social media addictive. More trouble can arise when you place too much emphasis on the interactions you receive on content you share. For instance, if you post a picture hoping to receive likes or comments and don't get the feedback you desire, you may feel disappointed or invalidated. You may also experience disappointment when comparing your posts to those of other people. All this can cause low self-esteem, distraction from other tasks, and even feelings of anxiety or depression. Taken together, social media can damage psychological welfare and physical functioning. This negative impact on health is partly due to the introduction of unhealthy lifestyle habits associated with social media use, especially around sleep, diet, and the displacement of physical activities. Social media has been linked to a decrease in attention span, which has decreased entertainment quality. Heavy social media use can lead to negative mental health effects, particularly for those with lower levels of attention control. As the human mind suffers from an attentional bottleneck, which only allows certain mental operations to occur one after another. Social media can also be a source of distraction, leading to exposure to irrelevant and distracting information. This can lead to longer durations of social media use, further exacerbating the negative effects on attention span. Social media can be a source of entertainment, but it can also be a source of addiction. Watching entertaining content on social media releases dopamine, which will lead to addiction. Data shows that we are becoming less happy as rates of depression have climbed significantly in the past 30 years. Playing multiple videos at once on social media can be a source of entertainment, but it's also a source of distraction that drastically lowers attention, making it harder to concentrate on a single task. This can lead to longer durations of social media use, further exacerbating the negative effects on attention span. Narcissism is a personality trait that lies on a spectrum from healthy to pathological. It is characterized by an inflated view of oneself, a sense of superiority and entitlement, and a lack of concern for others. Narcissism becomes a problem when the individual becomes preoccupied with the self, needing excessive admiration and approval from others, while showing disregard for other people's sensitivities. Narcissistic personality disorder is described as a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy that begins by early adulthood and is present in a variety of contexts. People with narcissistic personality disorder show a sense of self-importance, are consumed by fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, and are extremely sensitive to criticism, among other things. Social media provides a perfect playground for narcissistic behavior. Narcissists can curate their public image, which is perfect for the narcissistic drive to look attractive, successful, and popular. Social media platforms allow narcissists to do what they do best in real life: meet new people, expand their circle of followers, and promote themselves endlessly. Narcissists take more selfies and post their bodies more, too. High amounts of social media use predict higher levels of narcissism. Narcissistic individuals are always on the hunt for an ego boost, and social media provides an easy avenue for it. Narcissistic behavior on social media can lead to a feedback loop of ego boosting across social media platforms. It is bad to be narcissistic because it can lead to shallow relationships that only serve to satisfy the constant need for attention. Narcissistic traits can also lead to substance abuse and major depressive disorder if the narcissist does not receive the attention desired. People with narcissistic personality disorder may be generally disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration that they believe they deserve. Since the rise of social media and influencers, narcissism has become much more popular. I am slightly concerned with the direction that social media has pushed humanity. Social media isolates everyone. And when someone is using social media, they are consuming, they are not being productive. So because everyone uses social media, everyone is not being productive. So what do we do with the new generation of people who are isolated, divided, and not being productive? If these people are going to have to be the next generation of doctors, lawyers, and engineers, will they have the required skills? The answer to that question might just be something that is much scarier than social media